It's your boy Barry. Let's see what the internet got cooking up for us today.
Yeah, you know it's your boy Halaby that name. It's time to react and get this game. And bro, looking like they got straight drop today. Cause we got this topic right here that been floating around on the internet by Anthony Edwards. Says that he's telling the judge that he wants to go ahead and pay the whole 216 months of child support up front. Is this nasty? Is this wrong? Yeah or nay?
Sound like Anthony Edwards getting cracked. I'm telling you, man. Hey, I seen somewhere that bitch said he got to pay 18 mil. 18 mil for 18 years. That's not so bad though, you know, especially in his position. And you know, we earlier today, you know, we had discussed it a little bit, you know, beforehand and stuff. And we said we had to make something for the audience and stuff. Me personally, I feel like he's making the right decision. And this is not agreeing with his lifestyle as a man and how he go about doing things, because this is dishonorable. But I do feel like if you don't want to be a part of the kid life, but you still sending the means to make sure your kid is straight and stuff like that, and making sure the girl is straight, then that's cool. You know, me personally. And the only reason I say that is because bruh let her know straight up, hey, I ain't want the kid. I didn't want the kid. I didn't want to have the kid. I didn't want anything to do with the kid. And yet she's still forcing him to have the kid and stuff. I feel like that's unfair to him, but he didn't keep his dick in his pants. So this is why we in the predicament that we're in now. Ultimately, the kid faces the most consequences. I have no sympathy for mom or dad. They got to figure that out.
All right. So, man, I'm going to say this. All right. Fuck the money. Fuck the 18 million. You know what I'm saying? The money is not the issue. You know what I'm saying? So, like, he got the bread. My thing is this child going to be raised right without him? You feel what I'm saying? Now, he might not have wanted the child here, but he doesn't have the final say-so on whether or not the child gets here. You know what I'm saying? That's on the mom. No child comes to this earth unless a mama says it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Unless the mom say, I'm having it. But you got to think, man, is it honorable to give some cash but not give guidance, protection, and all the other stuff that come with, you know what I'm saying, a child or what a child needs to grow up, right? Like, I know you saying it ain't fair, but as a man, we already know life ain't fair. Like, it's a lot of stuff we got to do that just, hey, it got to be done as a man. You know what I'm saying? And I do disagree with the child suffering the most. You feel me?
You said that.
I think the child suffers, but the person who suffers the worst in this, I'm going to have to say is the mom. She gets the worst repercussions from this, bro.
And you know, I just don't agree with that. I don't care, because at the end of the day, you know, ultimately, if her idea of, you know, making sure that her lifestyle goes that much higher and stuff like that, you know, and able to take vacations, buy anything for her and the kids and stuff like that. Most people, bro, that be on child support, they don't even use it to take care of their kids. They use it to take care of themselves and stuff like that, bro. They popping kids out and stuff like that on the internet, popping kids out as a payment for their lifestyle and stuff. And that's not fair to the man, because the kid itself, bro, he or she don't have the guidance and what they get to do and how they go through life and stuff like that. They don't have that experience. That's what the kid loses from the dad. Like you said, the protection and stuff, bro. Bro, kids don't look at money like that, bro. Like, if you really think about it, bro, when you grow up as a kid and stuff, bro, you're not looking at money as a gift. You learn to love money. You learn to appreciate money because of what money can do for you in this world and stuff. Money is a tool. Money isn't love.
I agree with you, man. There's a lot of mamas out here who take that money and do some whole other junk. They getting their hair done, nails done, and even the ones that spend it on the children, sometimes they spend it wrong. You know what I'm saying? They want to buy designer and this, that, and the third. You done spent the whole check. Like, I'm gonna keep it honest. Like, I have my baby mama just recently hit me up about getting some more money from me for my baby to go to a cheer competition. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I had to pay my rent. I had my bills, you know what I'm saying? I had stuff going on. But I'm like, I just paid child support though. You know what I'm saying? Can't you use that to go towards that? Mm-hmm. And she was like, well, I used that to buy her some AirPods because she had straight A's on her report card. It sounds like you misused the money. You feel what I'm saying? Because it's bump the AirPods. You could have spent that on her going to the championship in another state. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So a lot of women just misuse money, and that's why we're there. We're there for guidance. We're there to let you know when, I don't need to go like this, I need to go like this. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And this is the repercussions of having a child with somebody and y'all are not in the same house and being married to where the man can help how he should.
Ultimately, I'm going to just keep it like this. There's man and woman together. There's woman without a man, and there's man without a woman. Ultimately, it don't matter, regardless of the situation or the scenario, if you don't have a household without God, that's not a home. And you're not able to upbring the kid in a world that's, beneficial for them. Mm-hmm. The whole situation with Anthony Edwards and his baby mom, they're wrong because they're in a situation where they're messing around with each other and they're doing it through lust. They're doing it through, fornication. And you really not supposed to be acting upon your lower nature. But ultimately, we as human beings, we do that all the time. We act upon our lower nature, which is called lower nature for a reason. Then we reach a lower vibration, a lower frequency. Then we bring something into this world, that should be so beautiful and so innocent and stuff. And we turn it so ugly. And then we corrupt the mind of a young, innocent kid, and we turn it ugly.
All right, so look, my thing to you said the kid suffers the most.
I do.
I don't think so.
I agree with that. And let me tell you why.
I believe the mom suffers the most. But go ahead now.
Let me tell you why. I just feel like, me personally, my mom and dad wasn't divorced, but my dad always came in and out, of our lives and stuff like that, going overseas and, basically, living with his other family and so on and so forth and stuff. And I just feel like, I know it affected me and my siblings all in different ways. Like when I was looking for my pops for guidance, sometimes I don't need guidance over the phone. I don't need somebody to ask me if I just ate today, you know what I mean? Or if I'm just cool. I want to see you like in person. I want to know that you there for me. Like for my big sister, bro, like, I know it would have been beneficial for her to have a role model, that was a father figure through her, instead of my big brother, who had to step into the roles of that to take care of mom and so on and so forth. Because my big sister, she had to develop and, learn her own characters through the ways of the world and going out into the world. And I feel like the world has really, taken a toll on her and taking a toll on me and my other siblings and stuff like that. And I feel like my dad could have gave us much more advice on how to handle that. Even though my mom had to play mom and dad, that's not fair to her because my mom is a God-fearing woman. My mom didn't ask for that.
Well, your mom didn't have to play, mom and dad. She just supposed to be mom. You know what I'm saying? Just the same way my mom tried to be mom. Well, she, in my opinion,
and my mom didn't ask for it.
My mom just tried to be dad. My mama did the whole working day and night and wanted to be super tough. That's basically trying to be my daddy. You know what I'm saying? But that's not your role. You know what I'm saying? But in my opinion is this. You still have the choice to have a good life. Regardless of how you was brought up and how it came, you have the choice to do right, find a wife, have kids, and raise them right, and live and die happy. for the mom who made the wrong choice of having a child with a man who doesn't want to be with her or doesn't want to have that child, her repercussions is she 9 times out of 10 is never gonna find the man of her dreams or the type of man she wants and live a great life and die happy. She either gonna end up with a man she doesn't respect, a sucker, or a simp. It's not too many real men that women actually respect that's gonna come and be super saver hoe with you and your child. It's not just gonna happen, bro. So when you make that, when a woman makes that decision, you automatically saying, okay, boom, I don't ruin my chances of a happy marriage and a happy life with the man that I would desire or would want to be with. And also that you take the risk of this child growing up and taking you through hell. Like I told you, bro, I took my mama through hell, bro. I got arrested the first time at 13 for stealing the car, crashed that and she had to pay restitution. I don't know how much. I know it was over 10,000 or something like that. I ain't got no job at 13. Matter of fact, she forced me to go get a job. I had to start shining shoes at the airport. all about that. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't like she was taking my money from that, but it was just like she felt that he need to be working or something if I'm gonna be paying all this stuff back. Like I went to jail 12 times after that. I went to 2 programs. I took my mama through hell, going to court and jail. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. In the end of the day, she went through way more than I did. And now at this point, I done found God and I'm waiting, and I know He's gonna bring my wife, and I'm gonna be able to live a great life and die happy. My mama might die alone. She doesn't have a husband, and she's in her 60s. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So what's the likelihood of her running into the type of man she wants at this age?
Likelihood is very slim. You just keep it a beam. And really what it comes down to, you know, mom should have made a better decision. Dad should have been a dad, you know. Excuses none of them in this situation. It just, my thing is, bro, if you know the kid ain't meant to be in the world, stop bringing kids into the world that they're not asking to be in the world from. Because at the end of the day, when your kid get in the world and stuff like that, and they start suffering and stuff like that, you're bringing on generational curses.
I got a question. What's your answer to that? Like, what is your answer, like, solution to that problem?
Can't give a solution because people not gonna stop.
I mean, you can give your opinion. And I feel like you should just stop having sex with people that you married.
And at the end of the day, like, bro, you should, but
go ahead.
I'm speaking from me. I know you've gone on your life transformation journey and stuff, but truth be told, you still hunching out here, so on and so forth, bro. You know you don't want no kid, Anthony Edwards. Why you didn't wrap up? Why you didn't take the precaution to do that? Why you didn't get a vasectomy? Why you didn't do that?
Why I'm not chopping my nuts.
Like, but I'm not doing like, no. We're taking any means possible right here. Ain't nobody. Hey, chop your nuts off or you gotta pay bills. What you doing?
Hey man, chopping your nuts off is crazy. Hey,
chopping your nuts off or you gotta pay bills for how many kids he got now? 4? 3, 4?
Dog, at this point, bro,
he deep in. And everybody's not Anthony Edwards. Everybody don't got money. You putting kids into the world, your kid not even taken care of.
That's real.
Your kid not taken care of. And my thing is, I ain't even trying to cut you off, bro, but like, you putting kids into the world, bro, your whole nutsack, your whole seed and stuff like that, bro. You going out here being a sorry excuse for a father, bro. You drinking, you smoking, so on and so forth, bro. Your kid looking for you, bro, and you just a bum behind rat on the street. You at somebody else's house, you at somebody's crib, living on fucking on the next girl and shit like that, bro.
All right. Bro, you got 2 options in my book, and this is the problem with men these days, and especially women, because they love to live in the gray area when there isn't one. You feel what I'm saying? Once you're a real man and you actually think on these things, you know that it's either this or that. You feel what I'm saying? So you got two options, bro. Well, you got a lot of options over here, and then you got one option over here to solve your problem. Not have sex, and make sure that the person is somebody that you know wants to be there with you for life and raise that child. Or you can kill and murder a baby. You can have the baby and go give it to abortion and know that they're not going to live. Nobody's going to love your child like it came out of them. I don't care who it is and how much they love the child. They're not going to love it as much as you. You can plan B. You can condom, which can break, and plan B cannot work. You can birth control, mess your body up, get around here and blow up because you wanna have sex so bad. You could do all these things, or you could just not have sex, bro, and just wait until you're married. And
you keep saying, like, I hear that, but there's no perfect option. Because everything that you said has a flaw in it. Even waiting to have sex till marriage.
Let's talk about this.
Who's not to say marriage goes bad all the time. People get divorced all the time. People go through rough patches all the time, bro. And most people are not willing to stick it out through them. Even the most God-fearing of people, bro, they still break up. They still end up, looking sideways at each other. The only thing that makes it a little bit better is they have God in their life and stuff like that. So ultimately, most things do work out and stuff like that. But we live in a real world, and the real world is, bro, people break up and split up all the time, bro, and they kids suffer because of it, bro. Then you have the kid that goes to the mom house for the week, dad's on the weekend. Like, and my thing is, that's not enough for the dad. The mom doing everything through the week and stuff like that, bro. Like, and vice versa. It's not. I'm bringing up many different scenarios and stuff like that. But ultimately, what it comes down to is, bro, whatever option that you pick, bro, have a plan. Have a backup plan, bro.
all right, so check it out.
Because ultimately,
Check it out, man. There is no divorce. That's a new jump, bro. Divorce is not real. You feel what I'm saying? So that's another one of these gray area things where people be trying to ride in. Well, it cannot work because we can split, bro. Especially if you said vows, which I figured out that you don't even have to say vows, honestly. But if you done chose to say vows in front of God, that through everything, sickness, health, death, regardless if you mad or sad, that you gonna stay with this person until death do you part in front of God. I don't care what you go through. I don't care if you stop being happy. I don't care if they cheat. I don't care what it is. Y'all gotta work it out because you all are married until death do you part. That's the only way the marriage is over.
Okay,
You feel
okay. And while that is true in a perfect world, death do y'all part. Words don't mean much to most people, bro. Most people do not honor their word. We were just talking about it earlier. Serving God, being honest, being integrable. Most people don't even have 1 out of 3. If not 2 out of 3. If not 3 out of 3.
And they make it right for them to do what they're doing then because they don't have honor in their word.
No. I'm just saying. These are the facts, though. Are they not the facts?
They the facts, but
Are they not the facts? So how are we going to bring the change that's going to come through? But most people going to pick up a Bible, a Quran, a Torah, and start getting down on their knees and praying.
Bro, you don't even have to pick up none of that to just say what you mean and mean what you say.
You right.
You don't got to pick up religion and all that to just say, if I say till death do us part, I'm with you to the day you die. Bro, you don't have to have religion to just be a man or a woman of your word, bro. What is hard about that? If that's the case, don't say it.
Most people that's led astray by the devil, they gonna be gonna be the most ones to deceive and connive the next person. Because at the end of the day, they don't have anything higher up or the most up or spiritually the one or whoever you believe in to hold them over. They don't have standards and they don't have something that holds them grounded. Naturally, if you don't have that to hold you grounded, you don't believe in anything or you don't hold yourself accountable, it don't matter what you say or what you do, bro. At the end of the day, every one of your action can crumble like a piece of paper.
And whose problem is that? Theirs.
Their problem.
Whoever not living to their word, that's your problem, bro. Every man must search his soul and figure out and have his own understanding. You feel what I'm saying? That is your problem, bro. What I'm not finna do, and that any real man is not gonna do, I'm not about to bend and break the rules because the majority wanna not do right. No, I wouldn't give I don't care. So if I had 10 kids and I made a rule that you do not stay out past the street lights. You come in when the street lights on, and every night, only one child keep coming in when the street lights on, and the rest of them keep hanging out. Bro, I don't care that the majority keep hanging out after the street lights. But every time they get in this house, whenever they do, I'm tearing that up, or you get punished or something. I'm not bending the rules because the majority.
You tearing all 10 of them up
all the time. I'm not gonna get tired.
Wait,
line it up.
So the only one that's not gonna get teared up is the
one who followed the rules. I'm moving how God moves. The one God shows favor for the ones who listen to Him and follow the rules, bro.
You know,
and you should be a God in your household. You should be moving like God. So, bro, if that one person follow the rules, bro, they gonna be the one that everybody watch have a good life. The rest of y'all getting y'all ass toe up until you follow the rule.
You know, just to piggyback on that a little bit, I agree with that. And I will say this, while you're doing it physically, whooping them and stuff like that, most of these people that do wrong in this world, or most of these people that think something good's come out of, child support, whether it's a woman trying to get child support off a man for their means, and they're not taking care of their kid how they should, or a man, putting some in the woman and stuff like that, and they're not handling their business, at the end of the day, they're not able to sleep well. How people that is rested in their lores with God is, because at the end of the day, they're getting spiritual whippings. If you're doing bad in this world, bro, you're gonna get spiritual whippings. And spiritual whippings may be, hey, my car done broke down today, or hey, my lights is off, or hey, they coming over and they taking something else, they throwing something away and stuff like that. They taking your possession, or hey, you getting beat up for you getting into altercation and arguments, over small petty things, and it turned to a huge escalation, or somebody getting shot, so on and so forth, or your family member getting taken away. Either way it goes, you get that whipping when you're doing wrong. It happens much more frequently. Even when you try to change your life, you're going to get them spiritual whippings and stuff like that.
If you do wrong, yeah.
If you do wrong.
But I call that divine justice. It's just like the justice system with the lawyers and judge and prosecutor. But see, in this worldly justice system, you are able to jump through loopholes and get off. With divine justice, it's none of that. You're going to reap what you sow, regardless. You can get off through court. You could beat the murder there, whatever charge. But boy, when it comes to divine justice, boy, you gonna get what you sow. I don't care what you talking, you gonna get what you sow. So back to the topic of discussion we after now was, man, I'll just say this, bro. Be honorable. If you see this video right here, be honorable, bro. What would be the honorable move? Yeah, I might have told her I didn't want to have this child, but I don't control whether or not she have it or not. And she done had it. So you already know the likelihood, and the statistics say a child that grew up with just a mom gonna grow up and not be nothing, and go through the most, living with somebody who's strictly built on emotions. And bro, if you grew up with only a mom, you personally know how it feels. And regardless of the fact that you still made something of yourself, you knew how hard it was coming up without a guidance. So if you to turn around and do the same thing, bro, you gotta take a look within, take a long look in that mirror, bro. And say, is this right or wrong? You feel me?
And you're right. And the reason I say you're right, ultimately, is it sucks. It sucks for a child to go through life without a father, without a male role model to show them how to do things, to be protected, to have an example of greatness personified, because that's what your pops should be to you. Somebody that you look up to.
At this point in my life, bro, I'm a hoe. HOE. honor over everything as a nigga to the day I die. I think honor is worth more than money. And we gotta get back to that as men. Honor is way more valuable than money.
You know, I seen something from a YouTuber. Shout out to him. Taekwondo. It's death before dishonor and stuff. And when I heard that the first time and stuff, it relates to the core values that I go by my life: discipline, respect, and authenticity. If you discipline in everything you do, you respect everybody around you, and you authentic to yourself, and you don't pump fake and hide from who you are and stuff like that, everything gonna come to you, and everything gonna come to you in its time and fruition. And for those that respect you, you know what I mean? A person can like you or not like you, but they gonna respect you and stuff. And if they don't respect you, you know what I mean? You just know you don't need to be around them and stuff. But everything works out at the end. Hey, YouTube, don't forget to hit the like, comment, and subscribe button to the Barry and Halaby Show.
And yeah, man, we're gonna catch y'all next time, bro. Yeah.